There are crimes that shock the conscience, and then there are crimes that shatter something deeper. The very idea of what human beings are capable of doing to one another. A landmark report has been released, 300 pages, 2 years in the making, more than 430 testimonies, over 10,000 photographs and videos, 1,800 hours of footage. And what it documents is almost beyond words, at least beyond my words. The Civil Commission on October 7th crimes by Hamas against women and against children has released its final report titled Silenced No More. It is the most comprehensive investigation yet into the sexual violence committed during the Hamas-led attacks of October 7, 2023, and in the months of hostage captivity that followed. And as per the report, sexual violence on October 7th and against hostages held in Gaza was a calculated strategy by Hamas, not the act of rogue individuals, not the chaos of war, a strategy. Deliberate, premeditated, carried out, the report says, with exceptional cruelty. Let me tell you what they found, and brace yourself, viewers, it will send chills down your spine. The report identifies 13 forms of sexual and gender-based violence. 13. Rape, gang rape, sexual torture, mutilation, forced nudity, execution linked to sexual violence. It details crimes committed against men, against women, the elderly, and children. It documents victims from 52 nationalities. At the Nova Music Festival, where over 370 young people came to dance and went home in body bags, witnesses described scenes that no human being should ever have to describe. One survivor, Raz Cohen, recounts watching a woman pulled from a vehicle, assaulted, stabbed, killed, and then assaulted again after death. His words are in the report. They should be heard. They cannot be forgotten. Among the most disturbing findings in the report are what investigators call kinocidal sexual violence, a term that speaks to crimes designed not just to harm individuals but to destroy families. The report includes previously unknown allegations, including a case of 2 minors who, while held hostage in Gaza, say they were sexually abused and forced by their captors to perform sexual acts on each other. We're talking about 2 siblings here. The report describes it as targeting familial bonds as instruments of terror, using love, the love between a parent and a child, between siblings, as a weapon of terror. Now, where does accountability stand? The ICC, International Criminal Court prosecutor, had sought arrest warrants for Hamas leaders Yahya Sinwar, Ismail Haniyeh, and Mohammed Day for rape and sexual violence as crime against humanity. But all 3 were killed by Israeli Defense Forces, the IDF. So the perpetrators at the top are dead, and the world has moved on, or tried to at least. There are people in the world, and there were many in the months after October 7th, who questioned whether this happened, who cast doubt, who suggested survivors were exaggerating or lying, or that the evidence was insufficient. I want to tell them that there was a 17-year-old girl named Agam Goldstein who was held hostage in Gaza for over a month before being released. She said this about what captivity does to a person. She said, it is these things that break you when you have no control over your body and no control over how to take care of your body. She was 17 viewers, 300 pages, 10,000 photographs, 1,800 hours of footage, hundreds of testimonies from people who saw things no one should ever see. The world now has no excuse not to know. The only question left is whether the world will care enough to act. Will you care enough to act?